So personally, because I'm coming from an academia, I think Gambia can learn from Ghana's system of education. That is something that I really appreciate, or I admire Gambia to learn from Ghana. Looking at Ghana's, their boarding school at high school, I really love that concept of how education is being intentionally nurtured all the way to university, because the difference is wide and is evident.
When I visited the Gambia, one thing that stood out to me was the warmth of the people. Everywhere I went, I was welcomed with smiles, kindness, and genuine hospitality. That experience stayed with me long after I left, so I decided to check in on the Gambian students here in Ghana, pay them a courtesy visit and see how they are doing. Today, I'm meeting the Gambian Students Association at KNUST University of Science and Technology to hear their stories, their challenges, their biggest culture shocks, and what's really like living and studying in Ghana. Let's go find out together.
My first cultural shock, I had a lot of cultural shock, but one that caught me off guard was how often people say please, Pacho. Whenever they see you on the road, when they want to call you as a stranger, they say Pacho.
Yeah, I think what I like most about Ghanaians, it has to do with their respect.
And then when it comes to Ghanaians, I like the fact that Ghanaians are really, they're accommodating and they're very warm towards foreigners, to put it that way.
Sometimes you meet a Ghanaian in their lowest mood, but immediately you tell them you are in need of help and you are a foreigner, they become active.
The Ghanaians and Gambians are similar when it comes to its hospitality. Gambians are hospitable, but I bet you Ghanaians are also hospitable.
My surname is Danso, so some of my lecturers, in fact, whenever I introduce my name, in class, or myself in class, and then whenever I mention Danso, they will tell me that I'm a lost Ghanaian.
Where are you going?
Nyami Boachina.
Etienne, how are you? Yeah, Meda say thank you.
The Ghanaian food I love most is how do I call it again? Tusafe. 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 Yes, Tusafe.
Yeah, Tusafe. Is it Tusafe?
Yeah.
Yeah, TZ and watch it, but then TZ, hands down, I can eat TZ any time of the day, in the morning, in the evening, during even midnight, I can eat TZ. But also, I don't like fufu. I'm still having it difficult getting used to fufu. But eventually, maybe I've not tried the best fufu yet. I would recommend KNUST 101%.
Oh yes, I would definitely recommend for Gambians to come to KNUST because it's a good alternative to abroad.
Yes, I would recommend every African student to come over here at KNUST because indeed it's the best university in Africa. It's out there on the records.
Gambia is smiling coast of Africa.
I am Mbassa Dimane, the current president of Gambian students at KNUST University of Science and Technology. I am a third-year student also pursuing PhD in geotechnical engineering at the College of Engineering.
I am Lamin Danso. I'm a postgraduate student specializing on intellectual property law.
I am Aissatou Toure, a third-year biomedical engineering student right here at KNUST.
My name is Usman Nasirpa. I am studying civil engineering at KNUST, level 200.
My name is Mohamed Amin Mahanera, also known as Maha, and I'm currently reading medicine in KNUST.
Oh, my very first cultural shock when I arrived here at KNUST actually has to do with food. So in Gambia, we are mostly used to serving rice and then rice with stew or sauce and eat. But then I was served, when I got here, I was served wache. And then it was a mixture of rice, beans, there was salad somewhere, gari and all those. It was like too much for me. I was like, wow, am I really going to eat all these things together? I tried it, but it's not something I've gotten used to. And I'm really like, Ghanaians are really like, when it comes to balanced diet, they've really taken it seriously.
Just how big the campus is. It was very big. I wasn't expecting it. The people, because there are different people coming from Tamale, different parts of Ghana. So there are so many different cultures within Ghana and also from international students. So it was kind of surprising for me.
My first cultural shock when I arrived at KNUST was, sorry to say, but the funeral parties. I've not seen anything like it before. So this was a mind-blowing to see funerals being celebrated at that level of preparedness.
Actually, I don't think since I came here, I have, found a lot of, differences between the Gambia and Ghana. But however, what I learned, since I came here, I think it has to do with, the people, loving the language. I could remember, even though it doesn't have to do with a cultural shock, but I could remember a particular time wherein I was watching a football game with someone, and then the person was speaking to it or me, and then I was just nodding my head in agreement, but he did not realize that I did not understand what he was trying to say. It was one of the funniest things, since I came here.
My first cultural shock, I had a lot of cultural shock, but one that caught me off guard was how often people say please, pacho. Whenever they see you on the road, when they want to call you as a stranger, they say pacho. And this is not something that's common back home. Back home, we use bro, sister, boy for strangers. And yeah, also it's how often we have funerals in Ghana. Yeah, every Saturday. That's why whenever I wear black on Saturday, they will ask me, oh, who died? Meanwhile, that's just a normal outfit for us in our country. But regardless, it's a nice experience. You see them at the KNUST swimming pool side every Saturday, celebrating someone's funeral, putting posters all over.
Life at KNUST compared to studying in the Gambia, to me actually is more or less the same. When it comes to the academics, it's more or less the same, because the learning process is intense, like challenging, but then it is also fun in some way. You have your friends around. That's the easy part of it, the interesting part. You have your friends around to go through the process together, and then you have family back home, family encouraging you to like be true to yourself and then work hard. So like with that you can.
The pressure is more, definitely.
The pressure is more here.
Definitely, yes. You're obliged to do more. Like you feel that you have to do more here, yes. The competition is more, definitely. So that's the main difference I see.
Okay, so it's quite interesting looking at the numbers, looking at the infrastructure. So everything at the beginning has been wow, like wow, especially when I walk on the Mecca Road. There's a road at KNUST where basically KNUST students converge. So I'm still not quite familiar in a university setting where you have so much people and so much culture to learn from.
Yes, I would say it has not been easy, considering that leaving your home country for another country to study, which at the beginning I found it very difficult because, there was homesickness, missing friends and other things, definitely, and in different environments. But fortunately for me, one of my closest, friends also is here, so then he made it, very easier for me. And then, yes, I came with him, together. So, that made it very easier for me. But at the beginning, I really struggled. At some point, I was even counting, months and days, when will I be back, home. Yeah, but I think as time goes on, I adjusted to it. So far I have been enjoying.
Honestly, life here at KNUST, I would say in Ghana, it's more structured and more principled. There are a set of rules and standards that everybody is expected to follow. And unlike back home, where it is a bit more relaxed and flexible, but here the discipline, I would say, is top notch.
What I like most about Ghana, okay, it has to do with the climate, because the place is actually really cool compared to the Gambia. The Gambia can be like hot most times of the year, so here the temperature is like good. And then when it comes to Ghanaians, I like the fact that Ghanaians are really, they're accommodating and they're very warm towards foreigners, to put it that way. And then Ghanaians are also straightforward when it comes to questions. So that's something I really like about Ghanaians.
They're hospitable. They're very nice people. Yes, you can approach them, talk to them. Very kind people. That's for sure.
Ghanaians are quite hospitable. And they are nice people, especially when you get to know them. At first, they are a bit reserved. But when you get to know a typical Ghanaian, then you can see so much similarities from where I come from.
Yeah, I think what I like most about Ghanaians, it has to do with their respect, and then they are, so respectful, definitely. And then they are warm, they are, kind, to people, and then which, I really admire that, about them. And then also their love for the culture, is deep-rooted here, which is similar to the Gambia. So that's what I like.
What I like most about Ghana and Ghana is very peaceful. And also the people of Ghana, the hospitality is top-notch. Whether they know you, especially if they realize you're a foreigner, they will look for every means to help you. And this is something that I've experienced myself. Sometimes you meet a Ghanaian in their lowest mood, but immediately you tell them you are in need of help and you're a foreigner, they become active instant, and that's one thing that's really amazes me.
It was not difficult for me to adjust to life on campus, partly because we had seniors here who took us through campus and then they showed us around. So that was a major thing for us. And then once you have an issue, like you can easily contact them and then they will come to your aid. So it was not difficult to adjust to campus life. And we also had other international students here. And as I mentioned, Ghanaians have been also very receiving when it comes to foreigners.
It was difficult, definitely, because it's a different culture, yes, because as you come here, different food, also because their language is also different. So yes, some of the Ghanaians you will meet, they speak Twi and it will be difficult to get it. Yeah, and also around the campus is new to you, so you have to settle down a bit and know the place.
I would say it was easy because we had quite a number of Gambians that are already here. So they were my first contact of host. So they took me around and they made me feel at home, as Gambians do while they are away. So they had played a critical role, or they have played an important role in making me feel relaxed and had a start or had a beautiful academic journey from the very beginning. So we have Engineer James, who is a colleague, but we also met here on our postgraduate studies. So he has made it really, and not only him, I think I shouldn't say a name because there are quite a number that has really made it easy going for me.
It wasn't easy. Yeah, it wasn't easy, definitely, because back home I rarely cook, and then when I came here, then definitely if I don't cook, I would not eat. And then at the beginning it was very difficult for me, but I had to adapt to it. So I would say obviously it wasn't easy to adapt to the situation or the environment on campus.
Well, adjusting to the life on campus wasn't difficult for me, because if you look at Ghanaians and Gambians, we are similar in character, and we always make sure we welcome everyone, make sure everybody feels at home. And in fact, when I came here in first year, I had to go through two procedures, operation, tonsillectomy, and I didn't feel, although it was far away from home, but I didn't feel lonely because there were people, my friends, who made it easy for me. So I would say Ghana so far has been really good.
One Ghanaian food I love, I would like to say jollof, but then no, because I'm from the Gambia, so, but then ampesi is something I really like. Yeah, the yam with the egg stew. But then I find it difficult to like take it with, is it kontom? Yeah, kontom breast. Yeah. But with the egg stew, it's really good. One food, that's TZ. Yeah, I actually still now I can't take TZ. I don't know why. Yeah, but I'll work on it.
One of the Ghanaian foods I love is wache, because generally I'm not a fufu guy, so wache, jollof also, yes, those are the ones I mainly have. I can't get used to fufu and those bankos, but they're nice. I've tasted them before. They're also nice.
The Ghanaian food I love most is, how do I call it again? Tusafe. 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 Yes, tusafe. And also tilapia, but not with the banku.
Oh, okay.
Tusafe. I'm missing it again. Tusafe. Tio. Zafi. I love tusafe.
Oh, okay.
And tilapia, but not the banku.
Okay. Which one do you like? Yes, still on this.
The banku, just banku. Because it's been fermented, so I don't like banku.
I think I would say wache. Yeah, I like eating that one, wache. But that of fufu and I don't know with the stew, yeah, I once tried and then since then I never. You know, that one I really struggle with it. Even though in Gambia normally we eat fufu with okra soup, but in Ghana here is a different thing. So I wanted to try it, but unfortunately, you know, it was not a good experience.
Well, I know you'll be shocked that I like TZ. Yeah, Tuzafi. Is it Tuzafi? Yeah. Yeah, TZ and watch it, but then TZ, hands down, I can eat TZ any time of the day, in the morning, in the evening, during even midnight, I can eat TZ. But also, I don't like fufu. I'm still having it difficult getting used to fufu. But eventually, maybe I've not tried the best fufu yet.
Partly it has to do maybe with the pronunciation of words. Yes. So when it comes to the Gambian, how we pronounce some certain things, and then compared to Ghanaians. Okay, there was this moment in class. The lecturer mentioned a certain word. I'm like, I spell it somewhere, and then my friend looked through to my book and was like, no, this is not what the lecturer meant. He was saying this thing actually, so she had to correct it on my book. And I also remember in class, there was one lecturer that came in and asked about, like, is there any international students here? So then I raised my hand, and he was like, in the Gambia, you guys eat rice with okra. Yeah, and my classmates all turned and looked at me. They were like surprised. So it was a bit embarrassing, but it's fine because that's what we are used to.
When you start making Ghanaian friends and stuff, and they speak Twi, they think that you understand, but you don't until like a question arises and stuff. So that's just the thing. Sometimes it becomes embarrassing, but you have to get used to it, definitely.
Okay, so the cultural embarrassment is more of a personal experience, I'll call it. So I was in a conversation with some gentleman, an undergrad for that matter, and in the conversation he said Obwa, and Obwa I learned means you are lying. So I learned is not a big deal here in Ghana. It's a casual conversation irrespective of your age. So that was an embarrassing moment for me. I felt a little embarrassed because I wasn't expecting some random individual in a conversation to call out or say to me, Obwa, meaning you are lying in the conversation. We are not used to that.
I think that has to do with, should I say, the moral here. Yeah, back home we do not have something like that where you have the Katanga people, maybe they will go out and celebrate. You know, there was this particular night, I went with my friend to just, when we newly came, and then we went there, and then my friend took his, phone to take a video of them, which, they really did not appreciate that. Some of them, in fact, wanted to attack him. And then what I saw there is quite different. In Gambia, we do not do that. Like how some of them were dressed, doing it. But yeah, basically, that's what I saw.
Oh, okay. Okay, the way they celebrate their whole culture. I think so. That's what you're talking about.
Very well,
yeah.
very well.
They take it so serious.
Yeah, serious, and then very well serious, and then at times when you look at them, some of them don't even laugh. So it's just serious.
Yeah,
so
it's a culture.
Very well.
It's not only KNUST, in all the companies.
Oh,
they take it serious when it comes to the whole tradition.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I was in fact thinking that it was just see something, just students want to compile somewhere else and then just have fun. But when you look at them, most of them are serious about it, and then they do not entertain outsiders, especially taking videos of them. So yeah, definitely, it was one of the things that I would never forget. Since I came here, definitely.
There was once I've experienced a funny moment. I would say it was embarrassing at the same time funny, but I learned a lot from it. There was a day I went to class, had my cap on, and for Ghanaians it's a very big disrespect wearing a cap always. So that was like my first day in class. The lecturer it was a class of 300 students. Lecturer stopped the class. Immediately I entered. He noticed I was wearing cap. He stopped the class and said I should go outside and remove my cap. It was embarrassing, but it taught me a lot about the culture, how disciplined Ghanaians are.
I believe Gambians and Ghanaians are similar when it comes to being warm, hospitable towards people. And then Ghanaians and Gambians are very respectful actually when it comes to their interaction with people. Though I mentioned Ghanaians can be straightforward with questions, but then they do it in a way that's you don't feel offended.
The Ghanaians and Gambians are similar when it comes to its hospitality. Gambians are hospitable, but I bet you Ghanaians are also hospitable. I was privileged to attend events where I was really, really welcomed. So that's one thing that both Ghana and Gambia share. The people are hospitable.
Gambian and Ghanaians, yeah, we're similar because we're both hospitable. Yes, we're also peaceful and stuff. Yeah, and we also have the same aim. We want to develop and become better infrastructurally, in terms of education, just their drive, the way they are motivated and hardworking.
Very, very similar. I would say the only difference between Ghanaians and Gambians is our food. That's the only difference. But then, in terms of hospitality, how peaceful the people are, I think we are similar in that aspect.
Yes, well, we have a lot of things in common. So that is why for me, even though it is a different environment, I was able to settle here. But however, what I know that they have a lot of things in common. One of them is their respect for culture, and the values. I was really surprised because when I was coming here, I was not thinking that the culture here is deep rooted, just like back home. And then during my conversation with a lot of people, I later realized that definitely they also have a deep-rooted culture here in Ghana.
So the one thing that I think Ghana can learn from Gambia is that tight bond. Typical Gambians, for instance, I can be walking in a street and a food is served, I can just join them or be called to join. So I think that is one thing, that close, tight bond between communities is what I see more in the Gambia compared to Ghana. Ghana might have, probably I wasn't privileged to have such an experience, but I think that is one thing that Ghana can also learn from Gambia. A more close bond, family knit kind of than just me. So personally, because I'm coming from an academia, I think Gambia can learn from Ghana's system of education. That is something that I really appreciate, or I admire Gambia to learn from Ghana. Looking at Ghana's, their boarding school at high school, I really love that concept of how education is being intentionally nurtured all the way to university, because the difference is wide and it's evident.
Yes, one of them I would say that Gambia could learn from Ghana, or Ghana could learn from the Gambia, is Gambia's hospitality. You know, if you are, a foreigner in Gambia and then you meet people, how hospitable they are, welcoming, I think Ghana could, learn a lot, from the Gambia from that. And then but Gambia also could learn, from the educational system in Ghana here, even though we are trying. But however, we still have some improvements that, in terms of the facilities, and then looking at KNUST, how it is, I think we can learn a lot, to improve our educational system.
I'll say one thing Ghana could learn from Gambia is how freely we share things. You can walk, let's say in Gambia, when it is 2 p.m., you can walk into any home, knock, tell them you're hungry, they'll give you food. And we all sit together and eat. We don't say, that's not very common here. So yes, that's it. And over here, you can be at your lowest on traffic, waving your hand for cars to stop for you, but they won't. Do you understand? In Ghana, but in Gambia, if the driver knows is going to the same location as you are, they will just stop for you, whether they know you or not. But that's not very common here. And for Gambians, what we need to learn from Ghana is how principled they are and how disciplined they are. I think every African country needs to learn that part of Ghana, how they, strict they are with procedures. Although sometimes they have to be a little flexible on us foreigners. Yeah.
Oh, they've been very receiving, welcoming, very accommodating. I don't feel like a stranger in class with my classmates or even in my hostel. So I engage with them pretty nicely. They've been pretty receiving.
Well, they are very good, yes. They've treated me very well. Yes, welcomed me very well. Yes, they're very, as I said, they are very kind people.
I've had both a bitter and a sweet experience from my Ghanaian friends. And I had friends, classmates took me out, did some very lovely activities. But of course, there were moments where I had a fight. And that's just where I was, because I will share this part of the interview with them. There are moments where it's right.
Honestly, they treated me just like a Ghanaian. And then, because of my surname, in fact, I'm Danso. My surname is Danso. So some of my lecturers, in fact, whenever I introduce my name, in class, or myself in class, and then whenever I mention Danso, they will tell me that, I'm a lost Ghanaian. So, my Ghanaian colleagues, they treated me very well. When I came, I was not having any SIM card. Before I settled, some of them were taking me to different places to ensure that, I settled down. At times, some of them would try to text me to check on me, and then which I am really grateful. Yeah, they just treated me like a brother, that we all share the same, common thing, basically.
At first, it was a bit rocky because, okay, I am someone who likes wearing cap. I always wear cap. So whenever you are seen with cap here, automatically they assume this one is a bad boy, this one is not, is disrespectful. I understand, because that's not how they are, they were brought up. So, but eventually, as you spend more time with them, okay, they realize, oh, this doesn't reflect someone's actual character, and I've been able to form great bonds with my Ghanaian friends, and to date, the people that have formed relationships since first year are still moving with them.
If a Gambian student is considering studying here, yes, I would really recommend KNUST, because KNUST is really a place that challenges you more than you can actually think of when it comes to your communication skills, you trying to learn hard to make it in class, and then when it comes to basic ethics as well, when you interact with students here, get to know Ghanaians are very polite, so it's something that KNUST too is known for, and then globally KNUST is known to be very competitive. So that's something that will urge me to like encourage them to come to KNUST.
Oh yes, I would definitely recommend for Gambians to come to KNUST because it's a good alternative to abroad. The education is the same or might be even better than some places. It's definitely, and it's a very good, it's a conducive atmosphere, and yes, it's a very good place to come, hospitable. Definitely, I would recommend.
Yes, I would recommend every African student to come over here at KNUST because indeed it's the best university in Africa. It's out there on the records. And the infrastructure is massive, it's beautiful, so they should come and experience KNUST for themselves.
Very well, I will do so, because like the standards is there, they have the facilities, and then they have the environment, you know, for you to actually learn. So I would really, recommend KNUST for them. I would recommend KNUST 101%, and look, just that one, I think it should be a rhetorical question. Looking at how peaceful everywhere is, how nice the people, how kind the people are, and even just the trees that surround you in KNUST, those ones are enough to make you feel peaceful. But the education also top tier. So I recommend KNUST even in the next level.
What I really missed our home is our native dishes, local food. Yes, I really miss them a lot. And then spending time with family, because I'm really close with my siblings and my mom, so sitting around chatting and then reminiscing about how our day went. So that's something I really miss, though I do talk to them always, but then I still want to like the physical.
Yeah, number one thing I miss about home is my family, and I'll say probably the food. It's different from here. Yeah, our food is very good, very nice.
My family. I miss family. Oh yes, I miss family. I miss family.
I miss a lot about Gambia. Foods, Gambian food, I miss them, Benekin, Supakanja, and then you name them. And then also my family, back home. I think I really miss them. So I cannot wait to be back, and also my friends.
What I miss most about Gambia is the food. Yeah, honestly, how food it tastes. And you've been to Gambia before, and most of our foods are rice. We don't have all this, but then we have domoda, benachin, and jollof. Although you guys have good jollof here, but it can't be compared to ours, which is actually the original taste of jollof rice. I know a lot of people will argue that, but that's the origin. There's nothing like the original.
I've picked up some phrases, or is it one or two? Yes, and then they will have to be ade in some years, and then the emfa, yeah, those two phrases, and then Charlie. That's something very common, like Ghanaian. I know a day actually means why, because sometimes when we are frustrated in class and then let's say someone says something, we'll be like, "Ade, why?" So, and then emfa, I don't really actually get the meaning of emfa.
Ghanaian phrases, probably just the greetings. Yes, the basics like etisen, how are you? Yeah, medase, thank you. And some of the boys, sometimes I hear them say asemo and all these things, Charlie. So those small phrases that they used to.
It is saying, of course, is very basic. Nyami Boachina. It is means how are you, and Nyami Boachina means see you tomorrow, God willing. And then what am I forgetting? What else do I have? Yedenyamiase also means God be with you, or God bless you. Yedenyamiase, thank God. Okay, Yedenyamiase, thank God. And many others.
One of my favorite ones is Medasi. Yeah, that one I like to use it. Yeah, definitely I like to use it. May I say that is thank you.
Actually, I've picked a few Ghanaian words. In fact, I've gone to the extent of forming sentences like within the say, what is your name, walk where are you going? Okay, Meko library, I'm going to the library, those words. But there's one word, these are two words that actually confuses me, which is Onyankupo and Eurade. So which one is God? Because you ask some questions, some people, they will tell you, okay, Onyankupo is different from God. Others will tell you, oh, it is Onyankupo and Eurade. They are two different words, but others will tell you they are the same word, they refer to God. But you can actually enlighten me on that.
Is that the main food, the full name? But some will say Erade without saying the Yankopon. Someone will say the Yankopon without saying it. But the full one is Erade Yankopon.
Okay, the full one is
Erade Yankopon.
But God is only three letters. How is it that long?
You very funny. It's too big, eh?
Yeah, it's too big. Yankopon Erade. So before I came here to Ghana, on the internet we see all these fantasy-shaped coffins that look like the profession. So let's say, for example, if you are a content creator, when you die, your coffee will look like a camera or something like that. So we thought out there, that's the perception people have of Ghana, so that these are things that are coming. But if you come here, you realize it's a very small niche that I haven't even seen one yet. And also the internet doesn't show much how beautiful Ghana is, because the first day I stepped in Accra, I was wowed. Because that was what I was shown on the internet, especially on TikTok. They were showing only the slums, but then you come to Ghana, you realize Ghana is more beautiful than some parts of Europe.
My family visits KNUST. The thing I will show them first, I'll take them to my college. They have to see the place I'm learning, and then from there maybe I can take them to the botanical gardens, because it has a really interesting and natural view, so it's really nice there.
Well, I'll take them around. The Great Hall is there, different faculties, the library, commercial area, definitely they will go there. So those are the main places they will see.
I will take them to the Manche Palace.
Okay.
Yes, because it has a wealth of cultural experience and heritage.
You've been there?
Many times.
I think one of them would be the Great Hall. Yeah, I will take them there to the Great Hall. I think it is one of the places that I will show it to them. And then also the market at KJT, one of the biggest ones. So I think I will take them from that place as well.
I know that if I take my family around campus, they will like it. So I'll just walk them around, campus, so they feel what I feel when I move around in campus. So I will show them everywhere. So as far as I'm able to.
We really have a cordial, friendly relationship, and we are more like the same people because we are all Africans. So the message is that we try to foster this interrelationship that we have, hold it as best as we can, and then try to work on more partnerships.
We're kind of similar, yes, in terms of what we want to do, how we want to progress. Yes, we are both kind people, hospitable, we are peaceful countries. We also want to progress, have quality education for our people, and yes, to develop in terms of infrastructure and yes, just in general, yes.
The message that I would like to leave behind is Kwame Nkrumah's solidarity and Kwame Nkrumah's idea of Africans, or the black man is capable of managing its affairs. So that's where I want to reflect that Gambia can learn a lot, but Ghana also can learn a lot from the Gambia. So these are relationships that we must nurture. We must not leave one. Because if, like Kwame Nkrumah said, if only one country develops and the rest of, one African country develops and the rest of the African countries are not, it means Africa has failed. So we cannot develop until we are all developed. So yeah, that's the spirit that I was sent out there. So we should look out for each other.
Yes, the message I have for both Ghanaians and the Gambians is, for us to continue to collaborate, in different, aspects in terms of whether tourism, education and, other things. So I think we can all learn from, one another and then also improve our own, countries. Yeah, so we have a lot to learn from each other.
So honestly, what I would say is that the bond between Gambia and Ghana runs deep historically, culturally, and this doesn't just stop just with our interaction with each other. We look at the education in Gambia. Ghanaians have really contributed to the development in the education system of the Gambia, and you'll be shocked if I tell you that most of my high school lecturers were Ghanaians. I've never been taught by a Gambian in high school. Yes, so and most of them were Ghanaians. So that's one thing I think we have to really continue keeping. If you have been to Gambia, you also see that there is a town in Gambia called Ghana Town, which is just for Ghanaians, and it shows how deeply rooted our bond has gone to. And one thing I would like to add is that this one I will just chip in. The name Ghana, it originates from the Soninke language, which is my tribe. So Ghana, the actual pronunciation is Ngana, but because in English it cannot be spelled exactly like the pronunciation. Just like some Chiu words can be spelled directly in English, you have to use the Chiu in dictionary. So Ngana in my language means a warrior king, which is the actual meaning of Ghana. So Ghana, you can check it up on the internet. Ghana originates, the word Ghana originates from the Soninke people, and I'm also a Soninke, so that's so that I also have a connection with Ghana.
Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
Yeah, we are the smiling coast of
Africa.